Hey everybody, HomeSliceHenry here, and today's video is going to be a crazy one. Today I'm taking you to the Great League, where a trainer just climbed 350 points to Legend with one of the craziest Legend teams I have ever seen. These battles were submitted to the channel by a member of the community, Terra Moose, so many thanks for the battle submission. Now, even though this trainer hit Legend with this team, I don't think I'd personally recommend others try it themselves because the spice is outrageous. It's Leafage Lurantis, Solar Beam Torkoal, and Ember Magcargo. What a team. So without further ado, let's hop into the matches, and we're off to a great start in game number 1, leading Lurantis into Shadow Marowak. Opponent safe switches into their Fortress, and that's going to be swiftly answered with the shiny Torkoal. Torkoal gonna spam out these Flame Wheels. Flame Wheel does get the shield, so it looks like Fortress is gonna look to try and get a shield back and slow the roll of the Torkoal with the Rock Tomb. Torkoal, not in any danger of ever getting farmed down by bug bites, will make it to Flame Wheel number 2, even at -1, that will pick up the knockout. Back in comes the Marowak. Marowak looking for the farm down cannon, make it to the Solar Beam. It does. Oh my goodness. Do they respect the damage? They do not. Down goes Marowak. In comes Carbink, and this game is over. Magcargo is going to spam Rock Tomb debuffs. Lurantis is going to close out the game. Opponent sees the writing on the wall and concedes the match. Hopping to the next game, leading Lurantis into Flores. So Flores, if they're running the standard moveset, which is Trailblaze and Chilling Water, they're actually going to have their energy walled. Leaf Blade would have done massive damage, so Flores puts up the shield and will probably go for the Chilling Water to try and get a little bit of extra survivability. But the pacing on Lurantis, very, very spammy, going to fire off Leaf Blade number 2. This Leaf Blade is going to land, getting that Flores deep into the red. Do we ever see a switch into the Torkoal to try and farm down? And there it is. In comes the Torkoal. Opponent going to send out Gastrodon. Oh my goodness. I need to see a Solar Beam land, but the Solar Beam is reached on charge attack priority to the Water Pulse, and Water Pulse does pick up the knockout. Oh, that is devastating. Back in comes Lurantis. Lurantis going for the Leaf Blade, hoping the opponent just lets the Gastrodon go, but they will not. Gastrodon looking for the farm down, but they don't get it. Lurantis 1 HP survive, gets the Leaf Blade, knocking it out, and now it's Magcargo with a 2-0 shield advantage. Back in comes the Flores. Flores is going to get a debuff applied with Chilling Water. Oh no. In the back is Corviknight, and it's overheat time. Magcargo firing off this overheat. It's -1, but it's deadly. Corviknight gets absolutely rocked. Corviknight probably going to go for the Hail Mary payback, but it does not land. Magcargo is inevitable, getting the full Ember farm down, and the opponent is going to resign the match. Tough opponent in the next match, leading Lurantis into Shadow Scizor, and a tough lead as well. There's a safe switch. Out comes Torkoal, answered with a Carbink. This is not the matchup that Torkoal is hoping for, but Torkoal does pack a surprise for this matchup. In particular, Solar Beam lands, big damage, but Carbink is able to hang on. Carbink actually will not be able to get a farm down. The pacing on Torkoal, it could have made another Solar Beam, so the Carbink is actually forced to throw a move. Back in comes Lurantis. Lurantis gonna be no shielding. If Lurantis can get a Leafage down, then Superpower will be very threatening onto the Scizor. Out comes Scizor, answered with Magcargo, but this is where Ember is a massive, massive liability. As if it was Incinerate, you just have to press the screen twice, and the Scizor would be gone. But because Ember does such little damage, Magcargo is actually forced to throw a Rock Tomb. Rock Tomb will take the knockout. In the back is Azumarill, and unfortunately this trainer, their leading Scizor, they came prepared for the fire types. Azumarill going to be debuffed with the Rock Tomb. Switch clock not yet up. In comes Lurantis. Lurantis has to shield everything, as an Ice Beam would be game over. If Lurantis can't knock out the Azumarill, then there is no path forward in this game. Lurantis does have a ton of energy. Leaf Blade is going to be shielded. Lurantis already at Leaf Blade number 2. The pacing on Leafage even faster this season. Can it make it to a third Leaf Blade? No, it cannot. There was hope for a moment, but Azumarill dashes those hopes with the Ice Beam. In comes Magcargo. Rock Tomb will not KO, so the battler is just going to let themselves get farmed down. Oh, the lead's not getting any easier. It's Talonflame lead. The safe switch into Torkoal. Opponent switches out of that matchup, and that is very nice. Torkoal trying to get to the Solar Beam, unable to get there. Marowak goes for the Bone Club, and it does take the knockout. This does give an opportunity for Lurantis to get an energy head start, but unfortunately that energy does not go very far into the Talonflame. Rock Slide is going to land. Lurantis losing so much HP. Lurantis will now just take the knockout with the Leaf Blade, and it's going to be up to Magcargo to try and sweep. overheat. In comes the Talonflame, answered with the Magcargo. Magcargo, a Brave Bird would do a lot of damage here. Magcargo is going to no shield and successfully calls the fly. In the back is Chestnut. Chestnut not taking a lot of damage from the Embers. No bait from the Magcargo. Full sending the overheat. Opponent calls the bait. And now they are in trouble as they're just going to get debuffed after debuff after debuff. There's no way out. They realize it. They're just going to no shield. And that's a good game. Hopping into the next match, leading Lurantis into Guzzlord. Now this is a scenario where Lurantis is going to miss its Fury Cutter, as Fury Cutter would allow Lurantis to hit for super effective damage. Lurantis building up, not throwing the superpower, going for the Leaf Blade bait, and the bait is successful, and now we see a very nice catch onto the Torkoal. Torkoal actually catching a Sludge Bomb, very nice, but the issue for Torkoal is Torkoal has no ability to damage the Guzzlord. So if Guzzlord wants, Guzzlord will have the ability to stay in. Brutal Swing does quite a lot of damage. Torkoal gonna go for the Flame Wheel, but this is a resisted charge attack, and Guzzlord is able to shake off that damage no problem. Torkoal not gonna get to the next Flame Wheel, but honestly it might work out for the best that the Guzzlord actually threw its energy. Back in comes Lurantis. Lurantis, oh my goodness, the speed on this Guzzlord is proving to be such a nuisance. Lurantis puts up the shield. Lurantis hoping that a Leaf Blade will be enough to take the knockout. The Guzzlord is pretty low. It does not take the knockout. Lurantis, oh my goodness, cannot get the farm down and is forced to catch onto Magcargo. This Guzzlord has just absolutely destroyed this team. It's going to be a Confusion Cresselia behind the Guzzlord, and the debuff will immediately get applied courtesy of the Rock Tomb, but man, these Confusions, even debuffed, are still adding up. Grass Knot is not going to do a ton of damage, but at this point, there's just such little HP on all of these remaining Pokemon. No bait here from the Magcargo. Gonna full send the overheat. Overheat is gonna land, but it's not enough to take the knockout. In the back, Shadow Talonflame, and that's gonna be all she wrote. Talonflame will take big damage from the superpower. They actually put up the shield, but the Magcargo is just simply too low. Magcargo is gonna be shielding up. It's gonna be a Flame Charge there, and the Flame Charge means that Talonflame farms down one of its hardest counters and takes the win. Tough lead in the next match, Lurantis into Shadow Charizard. That's gonna need an immediate safe switch, and out comes Torkoal. Unfortunately, Torkoal doesn't have any coverage for Charizard. Charizard full sends the Blast Burn, and Torkoal gets rocked. Out comes Galarian Corsola. Corsola is going to be hit for neutral damage at the very least with Flame Wheel. Flame Wheel is going to land. Unfortunately, not going to do much. Corsola has incredible bulk. Another Flame Wheel, another no shield, and Corsola will look to go. Oh no, they actually don't go for the full Astonish down. Opponent not familiar with the pacing on the Torkoal. They got a little nervous, and throwing energy honestly works out pretty nice for Terramoose. Terramoose hoping for that farm down, but no, Corsola. It always makes a move. I swear it does. And Lurantis does take quite a lot of damage, but exiting with the superpower is nice, as this will pressure the Charizard. Superpower is going to be shielded. Out comes Magcargo. Magcargo, a complete wall to the Charizard. Charizard tries to go for the charge attack priority tie, but an immediate no shield from the Magcargo. Blast Burn lands. That does do quite a lot of damage. In the back is Meowscarada, and there's almost 2 Rock Tombs of energy ready to go for Magcargo. Meowscarada is going to no shield, but this should set up an Ember farm down. A rare moment when Ember is able to farm something. Ember does such little damage, but it gets that farm down. Back in comes the Charizard, and there's no way out for this poor Charizard. Rock Tomb number 1 gets the shield. Rock Tomb number 2 on the charge attack priority tie, and this is the easiest shield Magcargo will ever have. The Air Cutter, it doesn't matter if they boost it or not. They have no protect shields left to hide behind. Rock Tomb lands, down goes Charizard, and that's a good game. Hopping into the next match, Lurantis once again greeted with Shadow Scizor, not a great lead. In comes Torkoal, opponent gonna send out Azumarill. Oh my goodness, is it time for the beam? Torkoal thinks so. It's charging up this Solar Beam. Will it be enough to one-shot? Solar Beam lands, Azumarill gets rocked, but Azumarill is actually able to survive. Now Torkoal is gonna go for a Flame Wheel. Flame Wheel is gonna connect, but it's not enough to knock out Azumarill. So bulky, able to hang on and go for the Play Rough. Player Up will not knock out, but the Embers won't knock out either. Azumarill is barely able to hang on 1 HP as it makes the Ice Beam, and Torkoal is able to flip Switch Advantage. In comes Diggersby. The Solar Beam not going to be reached, so Diggersby will instead be greeted with the Flame Wheel. Flame Wheel not going to do much. In comes Lurantis. Lurantis will be taking some pretty significant damage from Fire Punch. Fire Punch is going to land. Lurantis going to be greeted with the Shadow Scizor, and there's the switch into the Ember Magcargo. Magcargo, no shielding. Scizor goes for the Trailblaze, ramping up its damage, and that is a problem, but Scizor does not get the farm down. Magcargo exits on 1 HP, and it has an overheat loaded, but it baits with the Rock Tomb, that gets the shield, and now it's up to Lurantis to close out the game. That clutch survived. We see the Magcargo with 0-15-14, so a worse Magcargo would not have survived, but Terramoose has the IVs to survive that and take home the win. Unfortunately, it's National Lead Scizor Day, and Lurantis cannot catch a break. The safe switch Torkoal going to be answered with Gastrodon. Oh my goodness, Torkoal able to outpace a bit of a slow switch from the opponent. Will they respect the Solar Beam? No, they do. Oh, that is absolutely tragic. But the good news is the opponent does not know Solar Beam counts. They get nervous, and they'll go for the Body Slam. That means they exit with a lot less residual energy than they would have had if they just committed to the farm down. Back in comes Lurantis. Body Slam is going to land. Lurantis going to be now met with a switch into the Shadow Scizor. Opponent giving up swap, making the read that it is going to be a double fire team. Scizor goes for the Night Slash. The shield comes up from Magcargo, but Magcargo cannot get the farm down. Scizor will get to land a charge attack, and Night Slash is going to do quite a lot. Back in comes the Gastrodon. Gastrodon, I imagine, will get knocked out by the overheat if they no shield, and they do. In the back, it's Togekiss, and unfortunately, now we know why they pivoted. They were so strong into the Lurantis, they didn't need Switch Advantage. In comes Lurantis, and Lurantis, it just has no coverage. It's forced to go for these Leaf Blades, and Leaf Blade, if it could two-shot, maybe there would be a chance, but it cannot. Togekiss, in a rare moment of Togekiss being bulky, survives both Leaf Blades, fully farms down, and will take the win as Magcargo just cannot get enough Ember damage. Hopping into the next match, leading Lurantis into Shadow Marowak, the good leads at long last have returned. Opponent save switches into Fortress. Is this going to be the same team as game number 1? Is this going to be a Bastiodon/Carbink in the back? But an adjustment in strategy, as the Magcargo is the Pokemon that actually gets brought in here. Magcargo no shields the Rock Tomb, now going to go for a Rock Tomb of its own, and Fortress puts up the shield. So the opponent, if they double shield for switch, this could set up a nasty farm down from the Torkoal, and Torkoal just being able to sweep everything. The opponent does actually get the farm down. They paid a heavy price, but now in comes Lurantis. Lurantis just going to be used as a damage sponge, as Fortress will go for the Rock Tomb. When do we see the switch into Torkoal? There it is. Opponent sends out the Shadow Marowak, but Shadow Marowak's not going to know what hit it. Marowak has no Protect shields to hide behind. Marowak, at the very least, will get a shield back, but it's Solar Beam time. We know this is a full one-hit knockout from game number 1. Solar Beam lands in the back. No, it's actually not going to be a Carbink. It's Azumarill, but Azumarill, it's going to get Solar Beamed as well. Torkoal, with no regard for human life, lands the Solar Beam into the combo play from the Lurantis. This Leaf Blade, it's easily going to be knocking out. All they have left in the back is the Fortress. Fortress wants a farm down that it's never going to get. Leaf Blade is double resisted, but they're just too low. Fortress cannot survive. 2 Solar Beams landing in one game. Wow, that was incredible. We move to the next match. I believe this might be the final match. Lurantis going to lead into a Stunfisk. Opponent safe switches into Mightyena. Mightyena oftentimes used as a lead, so a bit of a surprise to see it as a safe swap. Oh my goodness, is that a Poison Fang catch onto Magcargo? It is. Very nicely done. Magcargo, the lack of Ember damage definitely hurts in this matchup, but due to the speed of Ember, it's able to outpace and apply a debuff with Rock Tomb. The opponent is selling out for switch advantage with the Mightyena. Wouldn't be surprised if they go for a Poison Fang because they're just trying to get a farm down. They do. Can they get the farm down? They cannot, but they will win charge attack priority. The double shield from Magcargo. All shields go down, but keeping Torkoal safe from that Unova Stunfisk is a top priority. The Rock Tomb will pick up the knockout. Back in comes the Stunfisk. Stunfisk does get a bit of an energy head start. In the back, it's Corviknight, and Corviknight is about to have an absolutely atrocious day. Shiny Torkoal, Flame Wheel. This is going to hurt. Big damage onto the Corviknight. Corviknight gets the return fire with the payback, but it's just too little too late as the Torkoal will be able to hang on. Torkoal looks for the full farm down, can't quite get it. A parting gift from the Corviknight. It's an air cutter, taking the knockout, but in comes Lurantis. Lurantis gets the Leafage farm down, and Stunfisk, I don't think it's going to be surviving 2 Leaf Blades. Leaf Blade number 1 is going to land. It's definitely not. Stunfisk, no coverage move for a grass type. They're stuck going for Mud Bombs here. Mud Bomb is going to land, and Lurantis gets to Leaf Blade number 2. And that's going to seal it as down goes Stunfisk, and that's a good game. All in all, this easily has to be the craziest Legend team that I have seen this season. Because a lot of the times people will hit Legend with either a very standard meta team or run one unusual pick. Like for my Legend team, I had Shadow Mightyena, but I had a very strong meta supporting cast. So to see 3 spicy Pokemon is absolutely wild. So big congrats to Terra Moose. As Terra Moose, if I saw this team on paper, honestly, I would assume it was a team that was being played for fun. And a team where, yeah, you drop 200 elo, but you end up having fun with it along the way, and you end up landing some solar beams, so it can still be an enjoyable battling experience. But he mentioned in the notes during the Go Battle weekend, he was able to climb 350 elo and make it to Legend rank with this team. Now, as I mentioned at the start, I do want to clarify, this is a team that I wanted to feature because I think it's the most unique Legend team I've seen this entire season. I don't personally think that everyone could just pick up this team and immediately have incredible results, just due to the fact that it's going to be a pretty difficult team to pilot. You don't really have any crutch Pokemon here of like a strong, bulky meta pick, because everything is a little bit spicy. Lurantis, definitely on the spicy side of things. Torkoal is breaking the spice meter, and even Magcargo, probably the most meta of the 3 Pokemon here, is on Ember, a moveset that isn't typically used. As typically, if you're a fire type that has Incinerate, you probably want to use Incinerate. So I don't know if I'd personally recommend that others try out this team, because I think results could definitely vary quite a bit, but my goodness, what a team. Incredible battles. Many thanks for sending them in. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you enjoy watching content like this, please do consider leaving a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and hype the video if that feature is available for you. And an extra special thank you, as always, to our channel members here on YouTube. The support guys provide is genuinely so appreciated. So thank you guys, oh so very much. And until next time, I've been HomeSliceHenry.